As we go through the month of February, we are getting closer to the very end of filming for Star Wars Episode 9 by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really curious about when it comes to this movie involves the characters of both Rey and Kylo Ren, and exactly what JJ is going to do with these characters in this movie that'll make us look back at The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens in a different way. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Rey's new name in Episode 9 and the meaning behind it all. Now, what's really intriguing is that one of which goes over Rey, Finn, Poe, and Rose, inside of what's described as the underworld. It's said that our heroes are standing in front of 3 huts, one of which is said to be Rada the Hutt. The next goes over Rey's stepping forward to which a conversation is said to start. It's described that Rada asks Rey who she is. The next goes over Rey stating that her name is Kira. It's said that Rey gives herself a new name in the film in the form of an alias for Rada, since the name Kira has a great meaning behind it all. It's also a callback to JJ's original take on the character of Rey in The Force Awakens. The next goes over Rada offering his support to the Resistance as Rey and her crew exit and walk up the spiral staircase. So this is where things get very intriguing now. A lot of people have been wondering about the character of Rey. You guys may recall a couple of weeks ago about Rey's new name, or should I say Rey's real name, in Star Wars Episode 9 being Kira. And a lot of people were starting to wonder, why would her first name be Kira Rey specifically in Episode 9? So with that being said, I think that this most definitely explains a lot, that the name Kira is just an alias for Rada the Hutt that she takes on a personal mission for in this actual story, because Rada the Hutt and the Hutts will actually be offering their support in Episode 9 to the Resistance. Now, I'm not quite sure about the true meaning to the name Kira. I've been hearing rumblings from a couple of people on YouTube here and there through the comments that the name Kira means killer, apparently. I'm not quite sure if that's valid, but what's really intriguing to me is how she comes up with that name out of the blue to Rada the Hutt so fast. It's as if she had it prepared. Now, once again, this is also a great callback by J.J. Abrams for his original take on the character of Rey in Episode 7. I don't know if you guys knew this, but the original name for Rey in Episode 7 was indeed Kira. So this also makes a lot of sense now, because I was starting to wonder, are they really going to rename the character of Rey in Episode 9 in order to change all of the different toys and stuff like that, all the packaging? How are they going to do that? Now, I still believe that Rey is not her real name in Episode 9. I believe that we're going to learn more about her true self in this movie. However, this name, the specific name Kira, is actually an alias that she comes up with for Rada the Hutt and the Hutts for what's being described as the underworld. Now, this underworld most likely is the new form of, let's say, for example, Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi. Now, we do know that this movie does have a desert world in Episode 9, and a lot of people are wondering on whether or not this is going to be Tatooine. You know, if you look at the actual topography and the environment itself over in Wadi Rum, specifically Jordan, you can tell that parts of it do look like either Jakku, Jeddah, or Tatooine. So it's really hard to make out exactly which desert world she is on when she's meeting Rada the Hutt. Now, in case you guys have no idea who Rada the Hutt is Jabba the Hutt's son. You do get to see him briefly, I believe, in the Clone Wars. I'm not quite sure if he ever reappeared after that. So Rada the Hutt is going to be this very specific character in Episode 9 in order to bring us a big parallel, right, to, of course, Return of the Jedi, in which, in my belief, you know, J.J. Abrams already gave us a parallel to Jabba the Hutt with Unkar Plutt in Episode 7. It even sounds like Jabba the Hutt. But when we look at Rey as a character coming up with the alias of Kira, not only is this very clever because she probably wants to sound, I guess you could say, more around the lines of a warrior, but she also wants to gain the trust of Rada the Hutt. Now, like I said, I've been hearing that Kira means killer in Japanese or something like that. I'm not quite sure how correct that really is. But if that is indeed true, and if that could also be applied to the Star Wars universe and in-universe actual explanation, that would make a lot of sense because we do know that even Leia has a nickname after killing Jabba the Hutt called the Hutt Slayer. I don't know if you guys read the book called, I believe it's the one by Claudia Gray called Bloodline, in which you do learn that Leia is actually called the Hutt Slayer. So you can only imagine what Rey has to name herself in Episode 9 to really gain the trust of Rada the Hutt in order to move forward and to get their actual support into helping them against the First Order and Supreme Leader Ren. But let me know what you guys think about this whole entire sequence involving Rey giving herself a new name in Episode 9 as Kira in the form of an alias in order to really just gain the trust of Rada the Hutt and the Hutts in this movie. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.